Did you know your body is always talking to you? That's right. That headache you get, that little lower back ache, all of the little aches, all of the little pains, all of the things going on in your body, any tension, it's your body telling you something isn't quite right. Now, we've been taught in Western society that everything is just physical, or maybe you're just stressed. If you're tense, you're just stressed, or your body is just, maybe you injured yourself, or you're aging, or those types of things. But what if I told you that almost every single physical ache, pain, illness, or whatever is actually an expression of the trauma and emotional energy you're holding in your body? We're going to talk about epigenetics today because this is a subject that fascinates me. This is the study of how your genes can be turned on or off, or up or down. It's not about changing your DNA or your genetic structure, because we are what we're born with. However, certain experiences can come in and can actually affect how our genes express themselves. And this is true of disease. This is true of any sort of dysfunction in the body. This is true of mental health. This is true of almost everything that occurs. So genetics is what we're born with. Epigenetics is how our environment and our experiences impact how that expresses. We know the body is consistently releasing chemicals, including our hormones, and this will affect how things play out within our body, how we feel. Are we feeling healthier? Are our organs functioning more optimally? Is our muscle recovery or our tissue recovery in a really good place, or is it not? Are we aging more rapidly? Are we more prone to specific disease? All of this can be seen in our genetic makeup. However, when we go through environmental factors or experiences that create stressful internal chemical release, we then start to see how these things can manifest in a way that seems more detrimental to us. So many things factor into epigenetic expression. Okay, it can be just stress levels, how much we sleep, how is our sleep health, how are we feeling every day, have we had traumatic experiences, how is our nutrition, what kind of movement are we going through. Even our prenatal environment when we're in the womb can affect how our genes express themselves. There are really fascinating studies when it comes to identical twins and why they might be so different or have different health conditions. You know, there's often been a lot of circumstances where one twin may have been born in a natural birth, another a C-section. So one may have had a different type of birth that could have impacted their gene expression. People who have been overly exposed to stressful situations or trauma, complex or otherwise, are more likely to have genetic markers for disease come forward and express more strongly. This also can really impact the aging process. Now, this isn't all negative or concerning, because if it can be changed by stress, diet, traumatic situations, it can also be shifted down. So those expressions actually become less. And we do this through the healing process. So first and foremost, nervous system regulation techniques are absolutely crucial in understanding and dialing down some of that DNA and that genetic expression. So putting into practice breathing techniques, tapping techniques, having regular therapy, maybe some EMDR or bilateral stimulation therapy, or just doing grounding work, doing work with being present, meditative work, if that works for you, is all going to be really helpful. Getting outside, getting sunlight, drinking water, eating good food. And I'm not saying you can't have that like junk food, because sometimes we need food that's good for the soul too. But having food that really nourishes you, really supports healing and restructuring and cell structure and allowing your body to be at optimal condition is very important as well. What else can help? Fascial release. This is something I specialize in. And I love doing fascial release for my clients and patients because it creates such a huge difference in their lives. When you can have an area that has been experiencing so much pain and so much tension for so long and you release it and they have big emotional releases with it, you know you've created a change in that genetic structure or expression. The takeaway, you deserve healing. And nothing is fixed within your body. Your body is highly intelligent and it's very adaptive. If it's holding something or it's turned certain expressions up, it's doing so for some reason to protect you, or at least it believes it's doing that. It may not feel that way, and I understand. However, that means we can work with it. We can help it adapt. We can shift things. Now, this doesn't mean that we can cure illness at this time because so much more research has to be done for us to really understand the connection between our genetic makeup and our environment and our experience, okay? And this is just really starting to get going in the research field, and there's a long ways to go yet, but it looks very, very promising. And that's exciting because it means that people who are suffering every day, there may be possibilities of, even if we can't cure, allowing them to minimize the struggle that they're going through every day. But you know what else it means? It means being mindful. It means being kind. It means really watching what it is you put out into the world and how you impact other people. Because we can literally turn up someone's gene expression that will lead to disease by treating them badly. We can trigger enough of a response in them that this actually becomes really hard for them. And so this is telling us we need to be more mindful, and we are so interconnected in our behaviors, in how we respond to each other. And it's so, so, so important that we remember we're here to actually take care of each other. And on that note, if you're struggling a lot with pain, with dis-ease, with a lot happening within your body, please reach out. I would absolutely love to work with you and allow your body to go through release, regulate your nervous system, and get you into a place where you feel more empowered and you're feeling more comfortable to take on life in the way that you want to. You deserve to feel empowered.